One. Hello and welcome to this new episode of Open Book Entrepreneur. Today we have Leah here with us, and she's basically a multiple entrepreneur. On top of that, she's also running this business, coaching business as well. So, Leah, please introduce yourself to our audience.
Hi, Tony. Thank you for having me today. As you said, my name is Leah Beaulieu. I'm actually located in Charleston, South Carolina, so it's a beautiful city here on the coast. And I'm excited to join you today, and let's just see what we can uncover.
Yeah, absolutely. So you mentioned, I mean, you've been for some time in real estate, and that was a very successful career and stuff, and then you actually shifted into coaching. So, what was the reason for this shift? Can you let us know, please, about that?
Gosh, okay, so I'm a mom of two, and you know, when they left home, to me, I just struggled with just finding my purpose and finding my next identity. I think that as parents in general, we put so much into our children that whenever they leave home and go out on their own, sometimes we can be left just sitting there wondering, what are we supposed to do now? And I went through that same season, even though I have been a serial entrepreneur for the past probably 25 years. It just seemed like I really needed to have a new focus to help other women understand that it's okay to go after their dreams and goals that they have put on the back burner while they were raising their families.
Yes, absolutely. Yes. And what's the typical transformation people are going through when they actually work with you?
They will just, I just guide them through the process. I'm not here to, you know, provide therapy or tell them what to do. It's really like what they want to do. Like we're just going to uncover some of the roles that they may have put down and rediscover what their purpose is and what brings them joy after their children have gone out on their own.
Wow. Yeah. So that's great. That's great. And also, you mentioned that you also had number of coaches in the last few years. So can you tell us a little bit more about your experience? Because I'm a coach. I've been coaching since, 2011, and I'm constantly hiring coaches, and I think they help massively as well. So can you tell us your experience from for working with coaches?
Well, they say you shouldn't hire a coach if they don't have a coach. So, I think that, excuse me, I think that we constantly have to be growing ourselves. Like if we're going to
Yes.
provide information and support to other people, then we have to have that type of support as well. So, I've had a real estate coach for the past 4 years. I've had a personal growth and development coach for the past year and a half. And it just helps you uncover things that are hidden that may be holding you back.
Totally, yeah, yeah, yeah. And also seeing that blind sort of angles as well, it's very important. And then also like perspective, because, for example, when I'm working with clients, it's so easy for me to see, their situation, to discover what is going on, to, sort of like set up the plan of action, and also maybe work on some mindset issues and things like that. But then when it comes to working on myself, it's a little bit difficult to reflect on
Right.
myself. Yeah. So
Right, right.
that's
The magnifying glass is on you at that point in time.
exactly, exactly. And that's why it's sort of like much easier to have a coach, also sometimes mentor as well, someone who's done the thing you're trying to achieve actually, because so many times in the past I tried to work out the road myself, and that cost me a lot of time, sometimes a lot of cash as well and stuff. So what was your experience on that?
Yeah, it's definitely not, it's the who's you put in your life, right? Because they have been there, just like you said, they have been there before, they've done it, and they can shorten your time frame to
Yes.
help you get closer to your goal without you having to spend 5 or 10 years trying to figure it out on your own.
Yes, yes,
And
yes.
so, that's just the biggest thing. And like you said, I mean, you have to deal with what's inside of you. And you don't always see that on yourself. It's easier to see with other people, but having a coach can help you identify where your blocks are and help you shift your own identity. I think we all struggle with that anyway.
Totally, totally. And then also, when it comes to your coaching business, what inspires you about this business?
Gosh, I love for anyone to be able to go after their dreams. I mean, obviously, entrepreneurship is not for everyone. I mean, it is, everybody sees the highlight reels and it seems like it's easy, but at the end of the day, behind the door, whenever you're, managing your business, it's time consuming and it can be draining because you do a lot of it by yourself.
Yes.
So I love helping women, come together and put a plan in place and understand exactly what they want to do and help them walk through that process. I love everything about business.
Yeah, 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 I can see that. I can feel it as well because you're definitely, you light up when you talk about business and about coaching and stuff. So that's wonderful. Now, if someone wants to actually get in touch with you, learn more about you, connect to you, how they can do that?
Gotcha. So I have a website and it's leahbolier.com. And I'm also on YouTube. You can find me on Facebook. I have an empty nest group called Finding Your Purpose Beyond the Pantry. And so there's just motivation and just kind of helping each other walk through the empty nest stage.
Wonderful, wonderful. Leah, thank you so much for being a guest today. Thank you all for watching and listening to this episode. If you have any questions for Leah or me, you can ask them in the comments. And then on top of that, we'll share those links in the description of this episode. So if you want to check them out, I highly recommend it. And yeah, so Leah, thanks again, for being a guest, sharing your story, sharing your knowledge and those wonderful tips. Uh,
Thank you so much for having me, Tony.
Same here. Same here. All the best. And yeah, see you soon.
Okay.